Hello, everyone. What's new and exciting? Welcome back to Miss Belinda Services. I thought I will hop right back in because I had a couple of questions related to the co parenting post separation and divorce services, also under the divorce and mediation services. The first question was to elaborate on how decisions are made in the best interests of children. I did establish in the last video that co-parenting post-divorce or separation services focuses on making decisions that are in the best interest of children. Now, bearing that in mind, families will have unique needs that might not be the same from one family to the other. Children, also depending on their age, may have unique needs. We've established that we do have children that we consider minors in this process, and we also have children that we may consider children of sufficient age or maturity. So, um, children themselves would have their needs based on their chronological age, maybe the emotional or social developmental ages, and all of these factors, including their existing natural family flow, are put into consideration when these decisions are made. The idea behind making these decisions is to ensure that they still maintain a certain level of consistency, structure, and consistency, which would impact positively on their functioning. We want to make sure that, for example, what is it that they've been used to? What are the activities? What are their schedules? Where do they live? What are holidays and vacations? What is important to the family? What is important to these children? And how can we sustain that even as we go through these processes to ensure that they are able to continue to function appropriately in their everyday life. So these decisions are made, and incorporated in those decisions will be the changes that's going to happen with the co-parents. Financial support, for example, where the kid's going to live, custody agreements, all of these things are going to be put into consideration. Another question was, what are parenting plans? Well, parenting plans basically would incorporate everything that I mentioned um, to kind of like a blueprint or a template which co-parents can comply um, with or abide by, because these help move the process along in a smooth and healthy way. Considering that co parents themselves might be having their own challenges through the process of the disintegration of their relationship, it is necessary and important that with a blueprint, a template, a goal, a plan, that the process is moved along slightly more smoother so that children will have their needs met even as the bigger changes are going on. Another question was, can parenting support be provided separately? I guess this is a question coming from um, the need that there might be co-parents who are not seeing eye to eye. There's always a challenge with communication during these times. And my answer to that is yes. I'm a big advocate for parallel parenting as well, meaning that in the event that the breakdown of communication or the lack of communication becomes severe or so evident because co-parents themselves are unable to appropriately process their own traumas, that yes, one parent is able to be supported to figure out what would be in the best interest of their children and provide that for the child, so that this way the damage that will be caused if both parents were not involved effectively will be mitigated. Okay. Also, the question, another question was, concessions be held together? I believe this is a question based on family, I guess, therapy or family sessions. And that's another aspect that I am a big advocate of. I believe that the families that can support each other, the families that can grieve together, are the families that will heal together, are the families that will grow together and thrive. So that the issues that will then become a problem in a child's adult life, which would be the unresolved traumas, complex traumas, and all of these other challenges, will be mitigated because families have processed together. So, yes, I am a fan and a big advocate for family sessions or family coaching to help families move along. It's also a great opportunity for families to learn to hear each other out, to listen to the needs of their children, to learn how to validate, acknowledge, process effectively, answer questions, learn to incorporate the input and suggestions of their children, because they are part of this process, to move the process along in a way that brings wholesome healing to the entire family. Once again, in spite of the decisions that adults are going to make about um, their lives, in terms of coupling, right? So, one of the questions that I have that I like to ask, which is my personal question to co parents, is what is going to be your legacy for your children, right? Because your decisions, whereas you may be going through your own complex traumas and grieving your own losses, should not negatively impact how your children also process this disintegration or dysfunction in the family, or disruption rather, in the family, and that it sets them up to be more successful once again in their lives, socially, emotionally, psychologically, and academically. So I hope that that answers these questions. Feel free to drop more questions as usual on my website, missbelindaservices.com, email missbelindaservices@gmail.com, and on any of our handles at miss.belindaservices. Once again, thank you for listening, and I hope to speak to you guys soon, and have a good one. Bye bye.